Hello everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for taking time out of your day to listen to my video, watch my video. I so appreciate it. In this video, I know I did recently talk about some Dollar Tree stuff, but it's been on my mind to do more than just a haul. I feel like probably 95% of the content I run across involving Dollar Tree makeup is people showing their hauls, which is cool, fun, and informative and all that. But we need to actually be getting out there, like, what is the good stuff? What should you be trying? What's the best? What are the most consistent and good products and products that you're going to consistently find there? Stuff that when I'm in that store, I'm seeing it time after time after time. I think that's important to know about. And Dollar Tree's getting a lot better about that. They've really got some consistent brands going in here. And some might argue it's all just $1.25. Who cares what's good? Just let everybody experiment and get whatever. But you're still taking your time to experiment with it. If you're buying a whole makeup routine, $1.25 does add up thing after thing. And it's just good to know what's the stuff you want to be trying. And so I've formulated a top 10, maybe with a couple honorable mentions, but 10 best things that I've used from Dollar Tree. This is just makeup wise. I do have an overnight sleeping mask that is from the brand bPure. It's in the blue and white packaging. I keep that downstairs with my nighttime skincare. It's a great like nighttime lip balm, and I do have my snail mucin, and that's been good too. But I'm focusing on makeup for this video, okay? And I'm gonna apply the things as I go. In a nutshell here, when we're talking about Dollar Tree beauty, the brand called bPure, I would say most consistent. That's the award that that brand gets. I feel like most of the things that I try from bPure are really nice quality. Then you've got LA Colors. I'm gonna give her the award for most improved, because there was a time when a lot of LA Colors stuff was just not good, and it was extremely hit and miss, mostly on the miss side. And now, as you're gonna see in this video, so many more hits. And then there's a brand called Mercerie, and I would call this brand maybe the rising star. There have been some things I've tried that haven't been so great, but some things that have been really great. And I feel like generally speaking, the more I try, the more I do like them. There's your little rough outline. And we're gonna kick things off. We've got a complexion product here. This line is called Essentially Ageless from bPure, and it's really a take on L'Oreal's Age Perfect range, okay? So they have this Essentially Ageless Hydrating Serum Foundation. I wish I could tell you more about the shade I am in both this and their concealer. So we've got two products from this Essentially Ageless range. My shade is nowhere to be found, but you just gotta go in there and see what they have and see what works for you. They're getting better about stocking more shades. But that would be probably the chief complaint on Dollar Tree complexion products, is that you're not always gonna find, I mean, you're never really gonna find as complete of a shade range as you do when you go into Walmart and you're looking through, you know, all the various foundation options there. So if you can find what works for you, great. I mean, it might be worth taking a look. I'm gonna use my Profusion buffing brush here. This, I mean, the more I use these little products that I get from Dollar Tree, the more I realize how good they actually are. Now this shade might be a touch dark for me right now. If I had recently self-tanned, it might be on point. But either way, it's blending with ease. I think I've kind of compared this to the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. I feel like it's got a slight bit less coverage than that, but perhaps a little more juiciness with the moisture. Depending on the amount you apply, I feel like it's a light to medium coverage, but it can get the job done and look actually really skin-like on, and actually wear decently well too, assuming you're gonna set this. But this Essentially Ageless range, and we have a blush from this range too that's really good. But we got the concealer as well, Hydrating Serum Concealer. I don't think L'Oreal still makes the concealer in their Age Perfect range, but that stuff was great. And I was playing around with this the other day. I have another like squeeze tube concealer from bPure, but this one really is quite good. So I'm gonna slap this on. And knowing that it's not the fullest coverage stuff, I'm being a little bit generous with the amount I put on. I'm doing more of a swipe than just a single dot. But you just see how this does. I'm using my e.l.f. Tap and Blend concealer brush. I'm going to spread out those dots. I'm going to be nicely brightened up in here. Again, I wish I could tell you the shade. I probably went for the lightest looking one I could find. But I've had this on hand for a while, and look at the brightness. I've seen people rave about Neutrogena's Radiant Cream Concealer. I think this has a very similar coverage level and quality to that. And I think it feels a bit richer than the original, like, Age Perfect concealer that L'Oreal had. I've pretty fully blended this with my small brush, but I can go in with what I used for foundation just because I always do this. I just feel like everything looks extra blended and finished when I just take this over top. Look at this, we're talking Dollar Tree, and the surface of my skin looks like real skin, but yet I'm covered quite well. I'm not quite to the point of like I just put on e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but I'm in a good place. So you want to be on the lookout for b.pure products that say Essentially Ageless, 2 thumbs up. Now for powders, here's where I feel like I haven't run into an absolutely amazing powder. If you've got a recommendation, let me know. The powder that I like from there, I like it best for touching up. For touching up, I feel like it's perfect. It's this little LA Colors pressed powder in the compact here. The shade I have is Ivory. This works so well with a small brush. If it's late in the day and you, excuse me, and you are looking shiny like on your forehead or around your nose or something, I feel like this applies. It does not look heavy. It's just perfect. But to straight up set the under eye, and I know I've said this in another video too, this is a pigmented powder, okay? If you're approaching this and thinking, this is what I'm gonna put up on my under eye area to set it, it can come off on a powder puff and be maybe a little thicker than you want. But to lightly set with a brush, it can do better that way. So that's just my take on this one. If you're trying to put together like a Dollar Tree complexion routine, I would be careful applying a lot of this powder at the onset with your makeup because it can look a little thick. But touching up, lighter applications, that's where it's at. I'm gonna bring in a little Maybelline Fit Me real quick, just because I'm trying to really show you how the whole face is coming together, and this is really a favorite for under eye. It's worth it to get some Maybelline Fit Me. Once you've rolled through Dollar Tree and you've gotten the recommendations, you just gotta run into Walmart and get you one of these. Then back in with this brush, and this is just a powder that does so well on that under eye area. Real quick. Love it. Next thing, my favorite bronzer from Dollar Tree. Love this LA Colors matte bronzer. I have recently tried a good one from Mercerie. It's very deep and it has some shimmer and it's really good, but I would say it's a bit more temperamental. It can sometimes be easy to put too much of it on. This is a very good standard classic like bronzer slash contour. The shade is Bronzed Beauty and it's been a Dollar Tree favorite of mine for a while. So I'm just gonna go into this stuff with my angled brush. I'm taking this up around my hairline. It's gonna perform real similar to the NYC Sunny of back in the day, maybe a little more pigment than that, more like a Rimmel Natural bronzer maybe. Just your very classic bronzer. But you can sculpt your cheekbones with it, you know? I mean, it's great. Look at that. It totally makes sense with my skin tone. And it's not something you have to even scrub into. It has nice pigment, but yet it's not flaking out everywhere. Such a gem. Dollar Tree, $1.25 makeup, guys. So here's what we've discussed so far. This one's kind of an honorable mention. We've covered essentially 3 favorites. 1, 2, 3. I've got 2 different blushes that I think are remarkable from Dollar Tree. One type of blush is the bPure Essentially Ageless. Check out the packaging for this stuff because you're gonna see like bPure, and I see it on LA Colors stuff too, cruelty-free. But these blushes, they do call them luminizing blushes, which I don't see a lot of luminous quality coming from it. What they could improve on, again, would be actually naming them something, but one that I have is more peachy. That was the first one I found, and then one is more pink. This type of blush I'm calling a total favorite. They are so smooth and nicely pigmented. And then another great one, if you can find this one from LA Colors called Berry Plum, love this. This does have a gentle satin finish. The pigment on it is beautiful. That is such a pretty shade. If you like the cool, bordering on berry types of blush looks, you're gonna enjoy that so much. So both are part of my countdown. I'm gonna choose this pinky shade from the Essentially Ageless range right here. bPure, gotta love that. Look at the amount you're picking up with one touch into the pan. And then popping it on. Pure color. Pure, classic pink, anybody can wear it type of color there. So good. Look, make sure you're seeing this here. I'm pressing in, I'm picking up color. I'm tapping off excess. I've got plenty for my cheeks. And that peachy one may even be a little deeper than this. Add a little more to the apple. How natural, how nice though. Look at this complete look we're getting. I love it. Let me know if you have any other favorites from that range, but I feel like the foundation, the concealer, and the blushes are phenomenal. Now, here's another thing to mention that's part of my top 10 that I'm not going to use in this video, but I can very easily refer you to a short video where you can see this whole thing going on. And it's from Marie Claire. This is yet another brand that I'm seeing at Dollar Tree with consistency. And if you're thinking, Marie Claire, where have I heard that? You know, that was a magazine. But they've got a whole little makeup line that's being sold in Dollar Tree. And this palette called Natural Charm, they also have another color tone available, but this is by far, this comes together so well. You're getting beautiful blush, beautiful highlight, 4 matte shadows here. They're pigmented. The look I put together was so good. You've got to check it out if you haven't already. But I mean, this for $1.25, are you kidding me? It actually works. It's actually pigmented. You can count on it. No complaints there. What I could do, since I don't have a separate highlighter that I'm recommending, I could go into this and use the highlight today. A little bit of that with a Real Techniques setting brush. Look, I'm just getting some on and then work it in. So pretty. That really gave our complexion a little bit of life now, since everything's been so matte to this point. I just can't get over it though. You're gonna give me 6 pans of product for $1.25 that are good quality. Don't skip that. Okay, my next recommendation is going to be the best eyeshadow you can find at Dollar Tree outside of that little palette, but I don't have a brow recommendation, so I'm going to go through and just do my brows and then we'll go into this shadow. All you missed was me doing brows and eye primer. Drugstore products here. Used my CoverGirl Clean Fresh Nano Pencil in the medium brown shade, although dark brown works for me too, and then the Morphe Micro Manager Gripping Brow Gel, and then I use my Milani eyeshadow primer, okay? And before I go into the eye stuff, I thought I could use one of my lip faves, which is kind of, I think, treatment oriented. It's from Mercerie and it's their Perfect Hydration Lip Gloss. If you watch a lot of Dollar Tree content, you've probably seen somebody talking about this stuff. This little tube, I mentioned it in a past video. It's so good. It looks like it has the slightest pinky tint, but there's a richness that makes me think treatment, even though, yes, I am getting the shine. It smells good. Oh, the smell is really good. Cotton candy, I don't know. There is a thickness to this that is unexpected and really good. And yes, it can be just wearing it around the house or using it as lip gloss that tops off your lip combo. Absolutely. But there's something moisturizing in there. There's something like deeply hydrating, I think. So I'm going to put this on at this point in the routine and can be enjoying it. And then at the end, we'll get to yet another lip product. But the best eyeshadow you can buy at Dollar Tree is no doubt this stuff from LA Colors. And I've been seeing it in any Dollar Tree I go to. It seems like it's becoming a staple and they have nailed the formula. LA Colors used to be a brand that I would definitely describe as extremely hit and miss when it comes to eyeshadow. These not hit and miss. I mean, with this one called Rumors, it's what Cream and Sugar should have been from e.l.f. in their little bite-sized quad. They gave us like a perfect little mid-tone in there to work with. We needed that. Love the one called Classics. The dark shade in Classics doesn't get quite as dark as the one in Rumors, so slightly lower contrast, but 3 mattes, 1 shimmer, and all great quality. We've got Fashionista here. I know I've used at least a few of these in various videos that I've done. I'll just have to look them up and link them below. But Fashionista, we've got that rich kind of plummy burgundy going on. Mauve, shimmer here, shimmer here. This one is called Queen's Desire. Here, 3 out of the 4 are shimmers. Just be aware of that, but they're nice. Smooth, pigmented, not flaking around everywhere. Like, you're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be shocked. This would be my least fave here, the one called Sweet Princess, just because I don't feel like there's enough contrast in here to make me happy, but some people out there might like that. And then there's this one with the deep teal. That one's called Tailored. Maybe I'll do that one today, because I don't think I've used that one on camera yet. I could be mistaken though. It's harder to keep track mentally of the videos I'm doing now that I've started doing all this short stuff, because sometimes I'll get an idea and then like that idea can very, very quickly turn into a short video. And it's like, did I even do that? But do bite-sized quads have competition? They absolutely do with this line. So what I'm gonna do first is go to the matte brown. So we have matte here and a matte cream. Got the shimmery taupe and the shimmery like teal color. These are the real deal. It's kind of like there might be a smidge of green in that taupe actually, but really smooth. And I'm going into this matte brown. I'm gonna tap off my excess and apply that to my crease And I'm kind of tempted to do a bit of a lower lash line pop with the deep teal. I'm thinking about it. Building just a little bit. You do tap off the excess because there's some softness here. But whoever like grouped these shades together in these various palettes, all in all, did a really good job. Like great choices were made, and then the quality of the shadow is just fantastic for as cheap as it's gonna come, you know? And I'm not saying e.l.f. bite-sized quads are expensive, but you're gonna get these for half the price. So check out Dollar Tree. LA Colors is for sure the most improved brand. Oh, another brand I should have mentioned as I was kind of giving my shout outs, Ioni. The label I'd give to Ioni is definitely could be charging more for everything. I've tried really good blushes, highlighters, various things that have been super pigmented, and then I haven't always found the blushes every time, so I'm not quite sure what their status is, but like I'm always finding that lash glue. And I've got some lipsticks that I so enjoy. But here we are, we've just taken that shade and really sheared it out, sheared it up. I'm gonna take the light cream over here and just apply that to my border. Smooth it out. Then I'm gonna take the brown again, but with a large flat brush. Morphe M303, we're gonna pat that on the outer half of my lid. I think I am going to do the teal as my lower lash line pop. I haven't done anything like that in a while. But meanwhile, the top part of the lid is going to be just ultra classic here. Look at that. We've really hit the crease. It practically looks like it's already been blended, although I would go over it just a little more now that we've put it on in a bit more concentrated way. Look at this. And then I'm just going to take that cream with a different brush. Matte cream right here is going to come in on the inner part of my lid. And if you wanted to stop here, my friends, you've got a perfectly little classic eye look. But we're gonna have some fun. Hi, Bisky. My hope is that this can lay down and be able to be seen. I'm gonna first try with my small pointed brush. I know she's pigmented, but I just, you know, I'm putting it in such a small surface area. Oh, okay. Never mind. We're seeing it. Definitely remember to place your brush where you want the most product to go. Okay, so where you first put your brush down, that's where you're gonna see the most. That should be on the outside. And then as I went inward, I just got a little bit less, but can you see that teal? Fun, little teal pop. Like this is the type of thing where from a distance, you know, you just got your makeup on, but as you get close to somebody, they're like, oh, that's cute. How'd you do that? And then you get to drop the bomb that it came from Dollar Tree. Yes, Bisky? You just wanted the door to be opened a little bit more. Okay. You just gotta be careful and not let this get too out of hand and go too low. I'm trying to be real careful, keep my application isolated, because while this brush is small, she's still got a little fluff. But it's all the more impressive that it can lay down so fully with this brush. If Dollar Tree would have had this quality of stuff back when I was in my apartment days, you know, just kind of scrambling for CVS, bargain bin makeup and Big Lots makeup, this would have been great in those times. But there is my eyeshadow, my loves. I love LA Colors. I just randomly took the one that maybe at a glance might be one of the lesser appealing ones to me, and it still absolutely slays. I'm gonna do some mascara. Now I will say, I tried an absolutely terrible mascara from Mercerie. I've tried some really so-so stuff from LA Colors, so I'm still on the hunt for a really good Dollar Tree mascara. Let me know if you found one. Likewise, if you found any eyeliners you love, tell me. It's just not really a product category where I'm expecting to find a must-have, and maybe that's part of my problem. Like, that's my mindset going in. But I'm gonna use a little bit of L'Oreal Brown Abyss on my upper lash line just to create a little more balance, because now I've got this fun lower lash line. Add some upper lash line depth. And you guys best believe I am stoked about this upcoming winter storm. By the time this gets posted, we're probably gonna have snow on the ground here. You know how I complain in the spring, like, Southern Illinois always gets targeted for the severe weather. We're always in the bullseye of severe weather. As much as I hate it for severe weather and tornadoes, I love being in the bullseye for heavy snow. Love it. Snow days were one of my top thrills during childhood, and I just can't shake that excitement and fun. Although this one's gonna hit mainly over the weekend, but then it's gonna get really cold after. So what we have, I think we're gonna have on the ground for a while. So I'm not sure if they're gonna get a snow day out of it or not come next week. But anyways, I'm gonna throw on some mascara and then I'll come back to chat about another lip product. And Bisky is, she's just right here, right off camera. Okay, gang, here's where we're at. We've got the mascara on. The eye look is looking so good. And guess what mascara I put on top? I've got on the Essence Lash Princess. It's just called Volume Mascara, not the false lash effect in the greenish detailed tube. I'm about out of that, but I had this one and I thought, okay, let's use it. And it really made my lashes look pretty thick. And then on the bottom, I'm wearing e.l.f. Lash Extender. But getting into the 9 and 10 products in my top 10 here, number 9, the Ioni Lash Glue. If you're gonna do false lashes, this is probably my most talked about Dollar Tree beauty product because I do replenish it frequently, but it does not cause irritation on my lash line. My lashes last all day and don't start to peel off. It's just perfect quality. I think it's as sensitive skin friendly as a product like this can be, and I absolutely love it, would highly recommend it. Also, the final product here coming from Ioni as well, and I know this was something I've recently tried, it was just in my last video, but these little Shea Butter lipsticks are so good. They're legit. They're very comfortable, very creamy, richly pigmented. I'm not sure how much more we can ask of a little lipstick like this, so I'm gonna remove some of that balmy gloss I put on. And I do think I have an honorable mention just outside of my top 10, and that's that new little rollerball stuff. The brand is Beauty Impressions, and I like their balm too. This stuff might be like rising star status. Keep an eye out for it. I enjoy them both. But I'm using, again, the nude shade of the Ioni Shea Butter Nude Lipstick. It is cut like a heart. That's extra cute. Let's pop it on and show you the fullness of color we can get here. No lip liner required, no gloss required. That is the whole look right there. Don't you love that? Couldn't that work for every day? Nude is the shade. And that is my whole look, friends. Not just trying stuff out, but telling you the tried and true things that I love makeup-wise from Dollar Tree. Are you gonna come across some duds from time to time when you're just trying stuff out in there? Yeah, but there are legitimately some really good products. So that's the info I wanted to give to you today. Thank you so much for taking time to watch. I would love to know your absolute faves down in the comments section too, so I can know what I'm missing possibly. And yeah, have a great day, my friends. I'll see you soon. I love you. Bye.